Yep. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are back at it with another one. We're gonna see what the market is cooking up for us today. It's Friday. Friday in the markets. So, we're gonna take it easy on a Friday. We're not gonna go ahead and jump into trades with crazy size unless opportunity presents itself. We want to end the week strong. So I think this week alone, I think yesterday I closed out the day at like 640, something like that. But we could talk about that at a later time. This is just a pre-market prep, and that's the most important thing is how to trade versus just the money aspect of trading. All right. So let's get right into it. A few stocks I would be watching today: Apple, AMD, Nvidia, and POTR. POTR might not really stay on my list like that. I found it difficult to trade, so I'm gonna go ahead and lean on Apple, Nvidia, Apple. POTR would still be on my list, but it would be in like the abyss of my list. So if I can't find nothing, I'll go to that chart and I'll take a look at it. All right. So let's go to Apple first. This is what I have on my list. All right. So we have previous high was 273.40. So let's go ahead and put that level right there. Yesterday's low was 267.89. 267.89. We got that. Okay. We got the pre-market high marked at 269.95. Pre-market low marked at 268.61. I will explain this purple box shortly. But then, as always, we gotta check the higher time frames. All right, so I'm going to delete these up here because we're not nowhere near these levels. So it's right about now. So right now we are looking at Apple on the monthly, and so far Apple has made a great run. It's made a great run. It's still above the 9, 20, 50, and 200 day moving averages. All right, we've had 3 months basically of strong action on Apple, and then now we're starting to get a little bit of an indecision. So we're trying to pick a direction. Right, we're not going to read too much into that candle. It's not too much of a body on the red, but we have a little small little body, and then we have this indecision candle. So maybe shorts would like to come in, but still unsure of its position right about now. All right, give me one moment. Okay, so then now we're gonna get to the weekly chart. Just 3 weeks of strength. Just 3 weeks of strength that we see here. It's a little bit of an indecision candle, but still, buyers definitely pushed. And this week of October 24th, we had some resistance right here, pushed up again on the week of October 31st, had some resistance at 277.32, and then now we are here. Well, what is something to highlight is that as this thing has been going up, resistance has been coming in. All right. So, and we can tell here by these wicks. Let's go ahead and mark the all-time high. All-time high is 277.32. So this is all-time high right here. And yeah, so that is all-time high. So we did fall strongly from there, and then we can see here indecision, then rejection. So, I wouldn't automatically think that this thing will go short. This thing can obviously go ahead and push and test this 272, then drop. We don't know what's going to happen from the way that it's looking. We're still above moving averages. I can see that happening. Or we can, go ahead and this thing can sell off with other stocks that sold off from yesterday. Who knows, right? So that is something that can go ahead and take place. So I went ahead and marked all of that up. Now looking at the 4 hour, right? This purple box is an area of support. Just look how many times we came to this zone and basically bought right back up. Each time, just from a holistic point of view, right? Just look at this and just see where the purple on the box is at. This is clearly support. Okay. I didn't want to draw a big line all over the place. I wanted to keep it, short and sweet. On the 1 hour chart, we will be able to see this a little bit more clearly. You can tell here that we got some resistance. You can tell that we got some resistance right here. So let's go with this candle. I'm going to make this real. This candle, there you see this like engulfing sell down. So let's go ahead and mark this. We're going to go up here to this pivot level. And we can see here that this zone right here to this pivot level is resistance. All right. And why is this resistance? You can see how we came here, rejected, then actually sold down, came back up, rejection. Each time we came to this point right here, rejection. We did a pop and break above. We got to this 273 yesterday, but still, nonetheless, we came back inside the zone, rejected. All right. So we can see that clearly on the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, we double bottomed here. So you can see we bounced, we came above, bounced, and let me see. It says here that I have an orange level, so I'm gonna need to fix this. Give me one moment. All right. So I have to fix that orange line. But nonetheless, you can see here how we kind of double bottomed a bit here. We know we bounced off that point, which is the pre-market low, bounced again here. So on the 4 hour chart, let's go back to that. We are trading below the 9, the 20, but we are above the 200 slightly, and we are above the 50 slightly. But overall, we are still above the 200. So bullish action is still very present when it comes to Apple from what I'm seeing here, but we are seeing a rejection, kind of this channel. We're not really picking a direction just yet on where we would like to break out to. That could be today, that could be next week. Sometimes, these things take time and this might not follow the market. All right. So then now going to the 1 hour chart. I already marked out all of the resistance points, and we can see that a little bit clearer. You see how we went ahead and got here rejected, and each time we got inside the zone, we just kept rejecting. Each time we got even near it, we went ahead and rejected. We went ahead and broke through this. We went ahead and broke through this yesterday, and at the very top, right here, even on the 1 hour, you can just see the rejection. You can just see how we just get here and just reject from this zone. Even with the breakout, which is nice, but there's still some type of rejection even from this point in time. Okay. Now, the bottom of this came from, I'm just trying to find the bottom. I think it was from a pivot level. All right. Could have sworn I found this from a pivot level, but it's all right. Nonetheless, we can see here that we bounced. Well, yep. So we bounced from these 2 points, right? So we want to highlight that as well. And I think I saw it on the daily. Matter of fact, on the bottom. I'm trying to see like the bottom of this purple line. Where was that founded? Okay. I'm not really seeing that right now, but it's all right though. Nonetheless, we got some support. We double bottomed right here, so it's okay. I bring it to these 2 points, right? Because we got some support. This is some support right here. Like I said, I don't want to take it all the way down because if we do trade, it's going to just be just too much on my screen. If anything, I'm going to turn this one gray because I could see this, becoming a factor, but I kind of want to take this down to pre-market low. Yeah, I think that'll be best suited all the way to pre-market low. And there we go. So we got some support all the way here. We just have to watch out for that. If we do break through this support, we could take it to 266, which was a former pivot level on the daily, and maybe take it back to the 20-day moving average at 263. Not sure if that's going to happen today, but there is some motion going on with Apple today. All right, high volume candle. Let's see where we're at with the high volume candle. When I was looking for a high volume candle, I couldn't really find this on Apple today, and I still can't find it. So I think this is on my list for sure. I like it in terms of its potential, but I'm not seeing anything on the volume side of things that makes me want to trade this thing. Like I'm scanning for at least, I see 68,000 shares traded right at this level right here. And that's the highest volume candle. So, this makes me a little scarce about that. You know what I mean? Because I want to see 200 shares of volume traded. I don't want to see 68,000 and then this thing looks kind of choppy. So we have it on the list. This will not go on the main list. So I'm gonna basically rule Apple out for right now in terms of it being on the main list. There's no real catalyst. The market just had a sell off yesterday, so I don't think there's anything pressing when it comes to Apple. I think Apple could go ahead and make. I think Apple could go ahead and make a move. Um, we're trying to get above the 200. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But currently on the 5 minute, we're below the 200. We are above the 9, the 20, and the VWAP still, but it's just rejection, choppy chart, small little channel. We're getting a range between 268 and 269. This is a dollar range, so this is not something I'm too interested in. The movement on this in the pre-market doesn't look completely solid. On the 4 hour chart, we are above 200, kind of above VWAP but below other moving averages. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the 1 hour. And on the 4 hour, yeah, same kind of concept. Below the 9 and 20, a little bit above the 50, a little bit above the VWAP, but obviously above the 200. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna really do much with Apple right now. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. Give me one moment. But I will say the order book on Apple, because I was looking at that. The order book on Apple doesn't look too bad. There's a lot of orders actually. There's a lot of orders on Apple. I'm just not seeing any volume on Apple. So that's why I'm thinking to myself, it's not something I want to go ahead and completely rule out. No, let's go back to Apple here. It's not something that I want to completely rule out. I definitely see some motion that could happen on Apple in terms of the order book, but it's not being present on the chart, not to not right now. So I do see the orders though. There's a lot of sell orders, and there are some buys, more so sells. But yeah, so I'm gonna put this on my other screen. You guys can't see this screen, so I'm gonna put that there. All right. There we go. There we go. AMD for sure. I'm watching AMD today. AMD had a strong sell off, and I've been waiting for this sell off. I know AMD stock. I've been trading this thing for a long time, so I've been waiting for this sell off. We had this move yesterday. Obviously, I didn't take advantage of this move. I traded Hood. I traded three tickets. I traded Tesla, Hood, and Nvidia. Yesterday was just a good day to trade. It was definitely a good day to trade yesterday. So today, I'm not sure if I expect it to be similar to yesterday. Normally, when we have days like that, it's normally 1 day or 2 days out the week where we get some strong moves. And I think Tuesday was a strong day because the market went up nicely, and then sold off nicely. And then on Wednesday, it was pretty okay. It was pretty okay on Wednesday. Um, and then Thursday, yesterday was just a really beautiful day. So it's really hard to get back-to-back days of good market good market movement. It's not impossible, but it could be hard. So let's go to the monthly. All right, we can see here on the monthly, we had this strong case up, and then after this strong bull case, we went ahead and we are selling off in the new month of in the new month of November. Give me one moment. Yeah, my dog is clawing herself up. I could probably gotta take my dog to the vet. Having a dog is always something. I think she has like a yeast infection in like her ears. But let's get back to it. Let me see. Sorry, did that distracted me? Now I'm thinking about how I'm gonna take care of her ears. All right. Going back to AMD. Yeah, AMD on the monthly, strong sell off so far, but obviously, last month was just crazy. And this was mainly a gap up. It was mainly a gap up. We did push high to that 267, but this really came from the gap up. It's like we didn't see any like bull cases like coming in terms of like on the daily and it's steadily going up. It's like we just woke up overnight and it was all the way at $200. All right. So looking at the weekly, we can see here that these buyers are low key being trapped, to buy sellers because we're pushing, but each time we went up, we started to sell. Then now we finally got that candle to right there, still above moving averages, but seems like we are going to retrace, and then we can see here on the daily, right, is that we're starting to roll over these two white lines, which is the 9 and 20 EMA. So we're starting to go ahead and roll over, right? And we have this pivot level. I mean, I'm sorry, I said pivot level. We have this key level right here, and I got it from somewhere. But sometimes these key levels present them. Okay, there we go. I know I got you from somewhere. Yeah. So this was the previous all-time high, and we're right near that. Okay, we're right near that 227.40. I thought that was a key level that no longer is valid. Okay, so we get we're starting to get a rollover. We are trading below yesterday's low, which is good. I like to see stocks trade outside of previous day's range, mainly because either we could take it back into the range or we could continue to trade it out the range. At times, we do get some consolidations where we just trade within a range. I'm not sure if that's going to happen today. We never know what's going to happen up until market opens. So we always come into the market being a little bit novice, a little bit, on the fence. We don't want to come with overconfidence. We just want to come with some possible projections on what could happen next. All right. So we're starting to get a roll over here. And then now let's go to the 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, all right, we are trading below 50, 20 EMAs. We are also trading below VWAP, and we are slightly above this 200-day moving average. Okay. Now, these points were some resistance, right? I'm going to go ahead and draw this up so you guys can see this clearly. All right. I like to start off with red candles because that's where we actually got the sell off. All right. So this zone is resistance. And we're going to put this all the way to this pivot level because I see it here on the 4 hour chart. Let's put it all the way up to the pivot level. This zone is resistance. And I'm going to explain to you why this zone is resistance. It's pretty obvious though. Once we came here to this zone, what happened? We come here, we banged on these levels, dropped. We got here again, dropped. We got here again, dropped. Okay? And now this is showing clear resistance, especially with this 241.98 key level. That's right there. And we are looking at 227. Wow. 227 is that previous high. All right. And this key level right here, this 241.98, that came because we couldn't get above. Oh, wait, this was the support that led to all-time highs. Like we came, bought from here and head higher to 267, right from this candle, this white candle. So that's why that purple line is there. Okay. So we see the resistance, and now this zone has become resistance. Now, what has become support? We can see here we double bottomed on the daily. I mean, on this 4 hour chart, somewhere around here, right? So let's go ahead and mark this up, and let's just put it right to this this pivot level up here. Okay. Boom. So we can tell right here support. Why? Because we came, bounced, then we bounced and went higher off of this zone, right? Off of this zone right here. So this is where we're trading in between. So we would love, or well, what I would love for this thing to go ahead. I like to short, you know what I mean? But I don't want to lean on that. Because if you call yourself a short, then you would never go long. If you call yourself a person who goes long, then you would never go short. So you want to be an army Swiss knife when it comes to shorting and longing stocks. So right now, what I'm seeing here is that we can get a continued down move. We got some rejection here, but we also got some support here. So we need to see what's going to happen in this zone, right? Or in between these two zones, and this thing can just channel, or this thing could actually push and pick a direction, right? I would love to see what's going to happen today on AMD. On the 1 hour chart, we may be able to see this a little bit cleaner, and you can see right from this bounce point, it got in this zone, bounced. You can see here rejection, okay, sell off. You get to the zone again, just rejection, and then sell off. But then we ended up breaking out from this zone. You could tell just from here, we got here, boom, sell off all the way from basically 240 to 207. All right. So definitely liking AMD news wise. I don't think there's really any much news on the markets right now. I think this is just a market sell off. We have some earnings reports. AMD had an earning report. So there's other stocks that had earning report, PLTR. So it's just earnings season, and now we're starting to see the reaction. Last week we already had the Fed meeting, so it's not. I wouldn't say there's any strong catalyst. I think this is just either take profit or people are just looking at these prices to be way overvalued and they're shorting this thing. All right. So this right here is covered. Let's look at the order book. Order book. Okay. We got what I just off the graph. We have more to buyers, obviously, but looking in depth at this size, we have more consistent size on the downside than we do on the long side. Okay. If I look at the sellers, we got a 700 lot size. I'm trying to see if we're gonna get 1,000 lot size. I'm not really seeing too many sellers. I'm heavy, but I'm also we got a 900 lot size for the buyers. On the buy side is moderate too. So let's go ahead and look at my other order book. Okay, AMD. AMD, I'm not really seeing any sellers right now. I'm seeing more so buyers on AMD around 230. So around this 230 area, it seems like we got some buyers who would like to step up there. I'm not seeing any sellers. Um, there are sellers at around 231, 231.20. So we got some small amounts of sellers around there, but it's mainly buyers at the 230 mark. So we see what happens there. But I like AMD. I think AMD would be a good one to watch today. So this will go on my main list. AMD, AMD. Okay, cool. All right. And AMD is kind of caught in this channel. Just look, if you see on the 2 minute chart, it's caught between the S2 level and S3. So this can provide some chop. It definitely has the possibility to go ahead and provide some chop. All right. Let's go back to Apple real quick. Oh, I can see Apple on my list. Yeah, I'm not seeing it on Apple, man. Part of me feels like Apple has the potential to provide an opportunity, but the volume on Apple is not good. It's not good at all. All right. I kind of did like Tesla, but the thing with Tesla is that, sorry, I got a burp. Tesla, had a crazy day yesterday. Just look at this sell off, you know, and I like the fact that Tesla is under this 20-day moving average. Not gonna lie. And I like the range from 456 to damn to 438. Tesla is nice. Tesla is nice. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. I try not to think about the price of the option, and I don't got too much time, so I'm gonna need to go ahead and make a decision here on what I'm gonna trade. So let me see. Tesla is a mover, so I'm gonna have to watch this one today. I'm gonna have to watch Tesla. Nvidia is nice too, but I'm choosing AMD over Nvidia right now. So I already have a semiconductor play. All right. I like Tesla just like I said for the simple fact that we're below this. So we're definitely gonna go ahead and watch Tesla. Let me go ahead and put this on the books for me. AMD. Yeah, it's not gonna be PLTR. PLTR is a stressful one sometimes. Okay, so let's do Tesla. Like I said, the market is about to open up. We got 5 minutes. All right, so the highs and lows. Yesterday's high was 466.45. Then the low of yesterday is 435. Then we are trading in range. So I think this is why I was kind of a little bit hesitant on Tesla because we're trading within the previous day's range. All right. Then now looking at Tesla, I'm trying to see where this level came from, and I think this level is from a past level. Which level is this? Yep. 439 is from this rejection point right here. Yep, where we just came and just crashed down. So that's where we're at on the chart. So that's a previous level. Nonetheless, Let's go ahead and find a high volume candle, which we should be able to find this on Tesla. See, even on Tesla, I'm looking for, you know, extreme volume. There we go. 1 million shares traded right here. Boom. We got 1 million shares traded right here on this candle on that doji, and we are trading below, which this thing could lead to prices moving a bit lower. Okay. So that's that. When we look at the monthly, let me see. Let me do a time check. 726. We're getting a little bit of an indecision. Tesla did kind of push towards all-time high zone, so we're getting a little bit of some sellers coming in, but it's still indecision, unsure of where it wants to go on the. If we look at the bigger picture, we can see here on the weekly, Tesla did consolidate here a little bit, trying to move higher, but still indecision. Is just shorts are coming in, but it's still kind of strong to go higher too. Right now, pre-market, we're still trading in between range. We are at 438, so we're down here. Like we're literally down here. And like I said, I like this because it is under the 20, so we can get a second day drop. And this thing could possibly want to test this zone of 428, 429. If it does get to 422, great. I'm not sure about that, but I like it nonetheless. All right. When we go to the 4-hour chart, let's take a bigger picture look. You see how we got this support area. We got a lot of buys that came right here. Okay. Now I'm not seeing. I'm not gonna put any boxes here because we know this is the clear support. This is just all janky at that point. But I'm gonna show you guys where the resistance is at, and we can see resistance is basically right here. Boom. Found this pretty quickly. Right? And the reason why is because just look at the rejection. We're coming here, rejection. We got there, rejection. We popped up. We sold right through here. We popped up again. Then after that, we went ahead and rejected this zone. Fell down even more. We came here again, rejection, rejection, rejection. And right? We came back up. We broke through. But, when we sell through this zone, we sell through. Right? So once again, happened again. So, we do have some strength towards the downside. What I do like is that we're trading below moving averages. So, yep, we are trading also even below the 200 on the 4-hour. Okay, on the 1 hour, yeah, we got some momentum for this thing to go ahead and test. Even this support area. We got a little minor support area, which is yesterday's low to 435. So this is pretty solid. So Tesla is gonna go on the main list. All right. So we're going to watch Tesla, AMD, and Apple. I'm going to put Tesla down here. Oops. I'm trying to move a little quick. Kind of took too long. All right, AMD. Oops. AMD. Perfect. Tesla is nice. And as always, we're going to be real patient at market open. Not going to rush anything. Alrighty. Let's see what happens. Market's about to open up in just about 5 seconds. So just let the market go ahead and do its thing. Apple just popped. AMD is popping. SPY slightly selling off. Yep, and Apple just sold off. It literally popped and sold off. But I would not jump into Apple right now. I like the fact that it popped and sold off though. But you can't be in a rush. Apple's breaking through pre-market low slightly. Tesla is selling off. It just got through yesterday's low. Tesla, it seems like it wants to get to 421, man. I'm just not gonna just jump in that trade like that. And as you see, I'm just taking my time, just reading the markets. Apple's still looking like it wants to drop. Let's see the order book on Apple. I'm gonna put AMD on this screen right here. And I'm gonna put Apple on this screen. Yeah, so you can see this drop. Second candle just came. It's just right now we're at S2, so I'm not jumping for joy to jump in this trade, and then we're at pre-market. I mean, we're at yesterday's low. Tesla's looking really good. Like I said, Tesla seems like we can really get this move down. I would like to see what Tesla does around 430. Apple's selling off. I like this on Apple. And we got through this box. All right, I'm about to take Apple short. Mm, 267, okay. All right, I'm just gonna go and just one contract. And I'm gonna let that play out on Apple. Probably got in a little bit too late on this one. Yeah, yeah. Just look at Tesla. Look at Tesla. I wanted to see what happened at 430. I'm not gonna just jump in on Tesla right now. I got 10 seconds to the next 2 minute candle, and I think we could get a 3 bar play. A 3 bar plays we get 3 red candles, but this thing is selling off hard. So like I said, I'm just watching that, but I like what I'm seeing here though on Tesla. I do. AMD is reversing and going down. I feel like I got a little bit more potential with AMD. Now let me keep watching Tesla though. Tesla might come inside some resistance at 430. I'm down on Apple right now. All right, so the buyers are starting to pick up on Apple. I'm starting to see the bids come into the ask. Okay, AMD is actually taking a drop. That's what I was waiting for on AMD, actually. So I'm gonna step away from Tesla real quick. Because AMD was the one I was really into watching since to yesterday. Okay, yeah, AMD popped, but then still sold off. There we go. All right, so let's go with AMD on the 230 short, right off of this pivot. Tesla. Damn, I missed out on Tesla. Damn, I missed out on Tesla. Apple, I'm probably gonna get out of Apple. Yeah, damn Apple. I missed out on that. I mean, not Apple or Tesla. I missed out on that. Okay, I don't like Apple at all. So I'm gonna just get out of this. Yeah, I literally said I'm not gonna like. I literally tell myself that I'm not gonna like freaking Apple, but just wanted to give it a chance. And Apple still might go ahead and be in play, but it's just not in play right now. Year was good, bros. Tesla. Man, Tesla's probably gonna get to this 421. I would love to catch this trade. I don't know if I will. Okay. AMD is working out for me. I just gotta leave AMD alone right now. I'll let AMD just do its thing first before I add into that trade. There we go. Okay. All right. AMD. I'd like to see where I would like AMD to break through this purple box and head lower. I'd like to see that from AMD. The momentum is there. Yeah, but that's a key level. See, there's a purple line. This 227 is key on AMD. So I can't jump in that and add to the position. Yeah, Apple would have stopped me out, so it's a good thing I got out of Apple. I keep my eyes on Tesla. Tesla starting to bounce. SPY selling off. Now with this setup on Apple, on Tesla, I would love for this thing to take a further move down and possibly get back to that support zone. But let's get back to the VWAP. I would love if this thing could get back to the VWAP, show some resistance, and then I would like to short it from that point on. I would like that. Okay, currently taking a little bit of a loss on AMD as well. But staying patient. We're under all moving averages. We just broke pre-market low, but this zone is a support zone. Probably can't see that right now, but that is a support zone. All right. If I do add, I want to add to a winning position and I want to add on a red candle because I'm going short. I'm not going to add on a losing position. I'm down $40. So it doesn't make sense to add. You want to add when you're in the green. You don't want to add when you're in the red. So just heads up on that one. So that's why I haven't added. So it's either I'm going to lose on this trade or I'm going to win on this trade. I'm holding on to the trade because we're below S3. We're below moving averages. Trying to see if we can get a second day drop. Maybe even get to 218 today. AMD could possibly get to 218 if we could go ahead and break through the support. This is support because when we look, when I showed you guys in the pre-market, just look at that. We bounced from this zone. So I would like to even see us test 225 on the downside. And if it doesn't, then that's fine. Okay, I'm probably gonna get stopped out on AMD. Things are starting to curl over. We just got right above VWAP, yep, and we got above pre-market low. Look at Tesla. You see why I was never ready for that short on Tesla? I was never ready to go ahead and take that short because it got there so fast that this thing could easily just reverse and just head higher. Already got my stop order on AMD, so I'll probably lose just $100. Right now I'm down on the day 75, so if I lose 100, 175 loss, not bad. And that's why we try to have big days, so our big days could cover our losses. But then there's also risk management. It's not like I can't trade, you know what I mean, still, and make that money back and make more, you know. We just got to wait for the next opportunities. Yep, I got stopped out on AMD. So I'm down, what, 180? I'm down 180. So now we just got to chill and wait for our next opportunity. I had a feeling today was going to be a little bit wonky, you know, because yesterday was just a power horse of a day that, you know, it's kind of hard to think that, you know, we're going to have back-to-back sell-offs in a clean way. So let's give the moment, let's give the stock market a moment, and then go from there. All right. AMD starting to pick up. We got some orders at 232. So AMD definitely looks like it could get to 232. Buyers are seemingly stepping up to the ask price. Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely stepping up to that ask price. Not saying to go long. Don't want to say that. But the build up seems nice. It's just now we have to watch out for shorts. So can't go long. So it's all about asking yourself questions. And that's what I'm doing right now. It's like if we go long, should we go long, and why should we go long? Are the bids gonna keep, you know, coming for these ask price, and why? Like why is that happening? And I'm taking a look the size on the bid side and the size on the ask side is fairly similar. Okay. Tesla is rejecting VWAP. Let me see. So let's go to Tesla's chart. All right. AMD starting to pick up. Just pay attention to the 5 minute chart. Don't really. The 2 minute chart helps us with entry, but the 5 minute is gonna show us the momentum. Tesla starting to drop. The sellers are coming in. Let's watch this level 2. Let's see. Yeah. They're starting to meet the bids. 40. Yep, we got the 40. We're just concerned of the buying pressure that could happen. sneeze. Alrighty. And remember, when you're down, you gotta take it easy. Like I'm already down, so I don't gotta. I could easily lose like $300, $400. So I just gotta chill right now. I like what Tesla's doing. I like what Tesla's doing. Shorts is coming in. Okay. I want to see if the shorts are still gonna come in. All right. I'm in on Tesla. Shorts. All right. We're gonna let this play out. I like to see if we can take it to this purple level. Yep, and the buy orders are starting to kick right back in. Yeah, today could be a real choppy day. Look at that. See that? I had a feeling this thing was gonna go ahead and pick up. Then now look at AMD. Like days like this, you might just have to call it. We're not getting any fluid movement. The most I could lose on this trade is like 140. So I'd like to see Tesla continue. But I'm looking at the order book, and buys are stepping right back up, which they could hit. This thing could go ahead and hit my stop. Yep. Yep. This thing could hit my stop. 80. I don't want to give this thing too much room. What I liked about Tesla, I like the fact that Tesla was I like the fact that the ass was falling into the bid so quickly, but now it's starting to get bought back up. We're still trading below the VWAP, so that's a good sign. I can see here on the daily that we could get this push to 421. So it's all about shaking people out at the same time. Okay, I'm down 100 already. Back down to 75.83. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're not getting anything. Okay, now we're starting to get that push. We got some orders at 426. Yep, the ask is coming right back up, and the bids are meeting those ask orders. Yeah, this thing should pop and go higher. Not sure if the shorts is gonna work on this one today. Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling that was just for other orders to get in and continue to short. The way that thing popped up. Okay. All right. 425. Yeah. The bids keep buying this thing back up. Yep. It's pushing. It's pushing. What's SPY doing? SPY's not doing anything. Sometimes these second day plays of sell offs is not that easy. You guys are seeing this in real time. It's really not that easy because we're not going anywhere. The best trade was at the initial open. If you would have caught that short at the open from basically right at the open to at least the 425 area. Now we're trying to get to the 421 area. There we go. Now we got that break. Maybe I could add in an extra contract. I'm just trying to wait a little bit longer before I go ahead and do that. Yeah, you see, it dropped and got immediately got bought back up. And that's why you don't quickly add. I'm waiting until I see that flow, and there's no flow. Okay. I think my opportunity to add will be coming soon, though. Nine. Yeah, the buys are a bit stubborn. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get stopped out. I should get stopped out. Yep, I'm gonna get stopped out. Yeah, I got stopped out. I'm down on the day 326. Yeah, that might be it for today. That might be it for me. Keep the losses small. Today is not. It's not fluid. It's not fluid. You will get chopped up today because you really can't go long. You know what I mean? Like you just can't. Really can't go long in this market today. Just look, we're not really getting anything. We get these initial drops, and you don't want to get in the habit of just getting in right at the open. You really don't want to get in that habit. Because once you get in that habit of getting in at the open, it's really hard to gauge where the rest of the market is gonna go. So yeah, just gotta chill. I had a feeling today's Friday. Like the market had a crazy. Anytime you have crazy moves, like to yesterday, the next day is normally shit. It's just trash. Tesla does want to get down there to that 421, but there's buyers there. I could probably still get in and do a little something, something, but I'm gonna have to. I'm probably gonna have to wait about like 30 minutes because I've already taken. I've taken 3 L's. I think I've taken like 3 L's. Yeah, I've had 3 orders and all three failed. This is what you call risk management. Yeah, bro, it's choppy. It's choppy. But yesterday was a great day. You know what I mean? So a day like today is expected. You know, a day like today is expected, man. There's nothing that's clear. Like I wouldn't go long and I wouldn't go short. I just wouldn't do anything. I've taken 3 L's, so that's cool. Just the most important thing, like I said, is keeping those losses small. 326 may seem like, yo, like it's a lot of money, but you know, if I look at my percentage on the day, I'm down 4% on the day. That's not bad. You don't want to lose more than 1 or 2% of your account, right? And I'm down what like 4%. But on the week, trying to see how much I made on the week. On, just this week alone, I made $1,100. So, and I only lost like 300 or like 320. Man, I'd be all right. Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? I still might take another trade. To be honest with you, I'm probably gonna take another trade. But I just gotta wait. I just really gotta wait. Like that's like I said, this thing might take an hour, 45 minutes. But this morning, these moves is trash. Go like it's like I said, don't pay attention to the 2 minute chart. Look look to more so at this 5 minute. This was a whole consolidation. Probably should have paid a little bit more attention to this, but nonetheless, this was a whole consolidation. Then now we're starting to move up. Tesla could ride its ass all the way up to 440, and I would love to take that trade. But we got so much resistance against it. You know, we got this S1 pivot level. We got previous day's low. We got we got pre-market low. Then we got a lot of things against it that I don't want to go ahead and take it long. We could look at it the other way around as targets that Tesla could go ahead and grab on all of this and move higher. But look at the candle movement. You know, like we're not seeing like nice push-ups. Like it's going up and it's a little shaky, and a little more shaky, and a little more shaky. You know, so you don't want to take a move like that. You know what I mean? AMD is looking kind of solid. AMD is looking kind of solid to probably get to this 234. So this would be about like a $2 move. So AMD looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, but like I said, it's just not moving like fluidly. It's just not. You could get chopped up where like you go long and then you get all caught up and because even on this 5 minute, always find areas that could be resistance. We got the 50-day moving average right there. So AMD could knock his head right here at 232 or 233, and we won't even get to 234. So this is just moments in the market where you just gotta be patient. Like go on your phone or something. You know? Because yesterday you could have traded all day and made money. That was the crazy part of yesterday. You could have literally traded all freaking day. But after monster moves like that, yeah, the next day is like, no. I'm gonna get Apple off my face because Apple just looks terrible. Let me see Nvidia. I bet you Nvidia had a great morning. No, it didn't. It didn't. Nvidia didn't even have a good morning. Nvidia is in a box too. What about PLTR? PLTR is pretty decent. I wanted to trade Baba. What did Baba do? Yeah, Baba didn't do anything either. Yeah, the market ain't really doing nothing. Just learn from me. This is the market. Just sitting down, not doing shit sometimes. So like, oops, sorry. But you don't always have to be active, man. You just don't always have to be active. Sometimes not taking a trade is the best thing to do. Yeah, bro. Enjoy, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Oh, please, fellas, like the live and everything like that. Oh my gosh, I really hate asking for that shit. I feel like it's so corny, but please, like the videos and all of that too, man. Helps the whatever algorithm. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Baba's falling. Spy's falling. Right now, there's no trades for me to take. And I know that there's no trades for me to take because of placement and momentum. You know, like we're under the S3. You would rather this thing go short. You know, just being under S3 yesterday's low. But if we are gonna go ahead and take this long, you want some movement. You want some pressure. You know what I mean? And it's not. I'm not seeing any pressure. I like this though on the daily. You see that? But like you see this, I'm too wick. So it's not like we won't get it. We just gotta be patient and wait for it. It's kind of like what my boy Oscar said is trading is like fishing, man. It's like you're fishing for an opportunity. Let's go ahead and back up these charts just to get a whole picture to see what's going on. I think I'm too close up. The 2 minute, I really don't care to be that close up. That's fine. But yeah, let's back up a little bit. Yeah, so we're in the see how we're in between these two resistance and support areas. Now the question is, which one of these areas do we want to test? If we want to go ahead and move up, we could trade all the way to this, purple box. If you want to go down, you could trade all the way down here. Obviously, coming down here was avoided, so we want to see if going up is going to be the correct way. When we look at AMD, same thing. We're in between support and resistance. So you could get chopped up. You could get chopped up. You want strong movement in either direction. We just not getting that right now. What's going on? AMD is turning over. Okay, so let's see if AMD is going to continue. I'm looking at AMD's order book right now. It's pretty stable though. The ask price is slightly coming into the bid. Not really. No. The bids are staying where they are, and the asks are staying to where they are. They're not even coming close to each other. They're not even coming close to each other right now. And I'm looking at this right here. I'm looking at the level two. Just look how you got 230.51, then you got 230.79. 230.95. Like they're not stepping up, and the sellers are not stepping down. Okay, the bids are kind of coming up, but you don't know if they're coming up to basically fake out and what I mean, and walk away. What's going on? What's going on? I got my head down. Okay. Okay, we at 229. Okay. I like what I'm seeing here on Tesla. I like what I'm seeing on AMD. But you see how we got on the 2 minute? That's why this is very important. See the 2 minute? We got a pivot level right there. That could go ahead and be some type of support. So, we can't take this. We can't take this short right now. Tesla looks good. Tesla does look good. But we don't know if VWAP is going to maintain support. And you see why I didn't jump into that short? Because it's just holding on to S3. As I said, every level you see on your chart account for it. Now, for me to go ahead and short, I feel like the risk to reward right here on Tesla is good, but I'm gonna go ahead and draw something here. And this is when we gotta pay attention to these things. Just go ahead and look at this. This whole thing right here is support. Let's put it to the end of the day. This whole thing is support. See that? Bounce, hit, bounce. So this whole zone is basically support. So if I go ahead and I take this trade, I'm taking it from 428 basically to 425. It's not the move I'm looking for. I'm looking for at least a 4-to-1 move, 5-to-1 move where I can make $5-6 on one contract. So that's why I can't get in that. That's why I can't get in this. Yeah, this thing is choppy. Just sideways action. And nice drop on Tesla, but after that, like once we got to this candle right here, sideways action. So don't get cooked on days like this. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Grayson. See, Grayson, when you trading, pay attention to this, man. This is where you get killed. You know what I mean? This is where you go ahead and bleed your account. You see S2 on the 2 minute, S3 on the 2 minute. You see how we dropped, and then now we're kind of in this box. You don't wanna trade like that, man. Because you're gonna take this trade and you're just gonna get chopped around. Like, of course, if you would have bought in long at 228 and you could have held and then taken it to 232, great. But I didn't see that. You know what I mean? But there's another trader who saw it. But me personally, I didn't see it. I was trying to go short and trying to come within this purple range, which, you trust me, there's orders there. You know what I mean? But it just didn't want to get there. And this is for AMD. So for Tesla, same thing. We coming down, and it's just holding on to the support, but we have some resistance at S3. So we don't know where this thing wants to go. And that's why I say sometimes it's going to take like 30 minutes. It may take an hour. It may take, all day to find a move. Or you may not even find a move. You may not find a move. Like, I'm kind of at my max loss. Like I said, I think I made, 630 yesterday? 640? So to lose half of my profits yesterday and still be in the green, that's pretty solid. But that's obvious if I don't take another. Well, that's obvious if I don't take another trade. Do I plan on taking another trade? I kind of do, but I'm not gonna go heavy size. You know what I mean? All right. So yesterday I made 650. I made 650 yesterday and lost 325. So that's pretty solid, man. It's pretty solid. Tesla's starting to break out. Tesla's starting to break out. Nice volume on Tesla. We got above this S1. See, but all of this could be resistance. See this 20-day moving average and yesterday's low? It could be resistance. Could. Not saying that it is. But just look how we get in there, though. And instantly we are getting what? rejection. See, the only times that you can trust that levels are gonna break is when you start to see like yesterday, right? You saw how yesterday I got in and then the market just dropped. it just it just kept going, kept going, kept going. That's how you that's how you see and get conviction. Yep. That's how you get conviction, man. When the flow, the order flow is just pumping, 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 pumping. Where it's like the market is basically screaming at you like, ah, yeah, it's time. Today the market ain't screaming at me. So we're probably gonna cut it short. Today. I would say one of my mistakes today, I kind of took some trades I didn't need to take. Like Apple, I didn't need to take Apple. Oh man, Apple is actually making a move though. I knew Apple was gonna do some dumb shit like this too. I'll show you guys Apple. The marketing is not doing anything, but look what Apple did. And I knew Apple was gonna like go up though. Like I knew it. I knew Apple was gonna go up. Because Apple's the only stock that did not sell off. And that's crazy because that's the only stock up to yesterday. Like the whole market sold off but Apple. So right now we are in a resistance zone on Apple. And I'd like to see if Apple could even get to 272. But man, that's only $1 move, man. It's trash. I'm gonna have like that's trash. $1 move is trash. $1 move is not bad. I'm not saying to not take $1 move. Trust me, if you see $1 move, take it. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like the risk to reward is. I don't like the risk to reward, especially if I want to, especially if I want to scale in. You know. Yeah, you got to be careful on days like today. Tesla is looking good. Tesla is looking good. It's just going. It's just moving so slow. And with the fact that it's moving slow, I don't want shorts to come in and kill me if I go along. But the buying pressure is nice. We got above VWAP. You know, we could probably get to this pre-market low. Maybe get to this key level at 439. Tesla's not bad. It's just I already took a loss today, so the next trade I get in, I gotta win. And think about this too. Like the more you trade, the more mental bandwidth you're using, and you get tired. Like like this is a mental game. You get freaking tired. So like now you don't end up making the right decisions. So I like to treat this like it's baseball in a way. Like three strikes you out, you know. So that's how I'm treating this today. Like just just three strikes and I'm out. I want to see Tesla get back in the range. If Tesla gets back in the range, I will go long and get some volume. So we get back inside this blue, we get some strength, and we can probably take this thing to 438 from 435, even to 440. AMD is coming up. AMD just broke the 50. Day moving average. I'm on the 5 minute chart too, so that's pretty strong. I like that. But AMD's walking into some resistance though. Apple's nice. Apple's just doing a slow grind. Yeah, today's a day you can't really go in anything with too much size. Cannot. And there's not one daily chart that I'm seeing that looks nice. At least on the stocks that I'm watching. Yeah, bro. It does play with your mental, so that's why you gotta just like chill out. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's like you can't play six six basketball games in a row and think you're gonna win all six. Like I know, it's like we do that in the playgrounds and all that, but the thing about it is that after a while, just the body gets tired. It's the same thing with the mental. Like the mental just gets exhausted. You know what I mean? Like with trading, you're taking in a lot of information. Taking in a lot of information. I like Apple. I'm about to go long on Apple. Gotta be careful on this though. But I do like Apple. All right, I'm gonna go long Apple. Let this thing just pull back a bit. I'm gonna go in just one contract. I was gonna go in two contracts, but let me go in just one. I feel like we got some momentum here. But I feel like Apple's doing exactly what the SPY's doing, so I could get caught in some shit. So let me wait. Where's Apple? Because we got some resistance at 272 on Apple. Tesla, Tesla looks good. Okay, Apple's starting to get some buyers who want to step up. Okay, I'm in on Apple. I'm gonna keep my stop fairly tight. Like I said, I'm already down on the day, so I don't wanna probably lose about $60 on this trade. And look at that. And that's why I said I'm gonna keep my stop order tight. I'll probably take Apple to like the top of this purple box and just get out. I like the potential push, but I'm not sure if I trust it. I would like Apple to even get to 273. Man, I would like if we could test 273 in previous days high. Oh yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great on Apple. I'm looking at the order book on Apple. Okay, the bids is probably gonna step up to the ask price on this one for 272, and they did. If we get above this pivot level, 272 and a quarter, then I add some more, and I would like to take it to previous days high 273. Yeah, but just look how we got up there and just rejected it. You gotta watch out for these resistance lines right there. And I'm only in just one contract. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, we starting to get some. Ooh, see how we start got? Man, we almost got some volume on Tesla and they just left. Man, yeah, today, be careful. Shit, that's a note to myself. Apple starting to make a little move. Tesla starting to make a little move. Yeah, Apple is probably gonna reverse because you see this candle right here, this doji candle. So it's either this thing's gonna reverse or it's actually gonna go ahead and push higher. Tesla's moving too slow. Apple seems like the best trade, especially on the daily chart. Apple looks like the best one. I'm loving the volume that's coming in on Apple. We could probably get to this 273, but we gotta break through this resistance. Remember, this is all resistance, so that's why I'm not adding into this position. And then especially we have a resistance right here at 272. Honestly, this would be good for me to add in heavy right now. Take it to right here and then start the piece off. By the time I add up here, it's probably too late. It's all right. AMD selling off again. All right, we're gonna take Tesla off the screen. We're not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch Tesla anymore. I'm done with that. Still holding on to Apple. I'm interested in AMD. Tesla will be on my other screen. You guys won't see that one, but I'm not. I'm not gonna trade it. Because Tesla would just literally bleed my account. So I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. Well, I'm not gonna say bleed my account, but I'm gonna take a loss, a bigger loss when it comes to Tesla. Because when Tesla wants to move, it moves, and it doesn't want to move today. Apple seems like a slow grind, where we're probably gonna push up to this 273, but it's gonna take a minute. So this is probably gonna be one I have to hold for a while. Yeah, bro. I'll catch you on Monday, Josh. Peace, bro. Yeah, I'm about to get off stream soon too. The market's pretty weak in terms of movement. We're not getting anything. Starting to get a little bit of a reversal on Apple. See how we got this doji, a little indecision. We're starting to roll over. Yeah, so I could see Apple selling off. I'm gonna get all out of. I'm gonna get all out on Apple. I have to wait. I'm gonna give Apple. If Apple breaks this level, which it probably is. If we get to 271, if we get to 271.15, like we break 271 and a quarter, I'm out. I don't even gotta keep my stop order in, cause I get out, and then I'll probably call it. And you see how I said Apple is holding on to this 9? I really like what I'm seeing on Apple right now. The only thing I'm concerned about, like I said, is a rush of shorts coming in. Tesla's starting to pick up again. Like I said, I can't take that trade. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay, no. All right, we're starting to get some volume on this. All right, so I'm gonna load up a bit on Apple, possibly, just to get this break and then sell. But like I said, I'm really watching out for this resistance. I just like how this thing is just a trend, mainly. Yeah, see that resistance. Like I kind of want to load up, but now I feel like I'm just taking a trade just to take a trade. That's not a smart trade. It's just not a smart trade. Yeah, don't ever go ahead and do something like that. Well, you can. You just gotta be confident in it, in it. Cause I'm seeing the trend. I see how we bounced off of this nine, so I could have loaded up another like 5, 7 contracts, and just taking it to that because it seems like it wants to get to 273. Just take it to 273 and then sell, and then I'll probably just call it. It's just not that kind of day for me to be, trying to get those big moves. Mm-mm. See how we held on to this, and now we're starting to break down on AMD. Yep. KMD. Let's see if this is a real sell-off. Is AMD a real sell-off? I would love to. I'd love to get in if you are. So we see how we got S1 right here. The risk to reward on this is nice because we finally went ahead and broke through. Could add just one contract on the downside. But at any moment, this thing could just go ahead and pick up and test VWAP again. What time is it? 10:30. Okay. Let's try AMD. I'm in on AMD. Still holding on to Apple. Just got one contract on each. The only thing with AMD I am skeptical about is just this buy. You know what I mean? Because this thing could be bought up from here. I'm trying to see if AMD could come down inside this zone. You know. Yeah, no. No, it is not coming down in that zone. Not right now, at least. So I'm long Apple, short AMD. One contract on each position. The position I feel most comfortable adding into, I feel comfortable adding into either one. Honestly, I don't think one is better than the other. More so, I think it's both on the even playing field. I like how both is trading. I see a little trend here on Apple where we could probably take a little move higher to to almost 273. And then I can see here on AMD that we could possibly get into this support zone and continue to sell down. So, I see that too. This would have been a great short if I would have shorted it up here instead of me getting here. But I like to wait for confirmation because it's just like I don't want to get too confident. You know what I mean? And then short here, and this thing is it really means to go higher. I'm only down $2 on AMD, $12 on freaking on freaking Apple. Uh, it's just one of those days. It's one of those days in the markets where we're not really getting much. Nice, the sellers are coming in on AMD now. I'm still a little skeptical because of this wick. That's why I'm not adding in. But I love the fact that sellers are coming in. I'm going to get out of Apple most likely. I'm gonna let Apple rock a lot, just a little bit, just a little bit. I'm gonna let Apple rock, but not by much though, because Apple does seem like Apple's rolling over. I'm getting out of Apple. Hold on, let me confirm that. So I gotta confirm it first, because this could be just some small little slippage. Yeah, nope. I'm still gonna. I got my stop order on this thing. No, I don't. I do not have a stop order. I'm still holding on to Apple, but I do got my finger on the trigger to let that thing go. Okay. I'm out on Apple. I'm not trading that. All right. So we are currently down 366 on the day. I'm up $17 on AMD. This will definitely be my last trade. AMD, I'm gonna try to hold on to this short. I got my stop order in. Yeah, I got my stop order. All right, so AMD is gonna be the only one I watch now, and I'm gonna put this on all my charts. I don't care about anything else. Let's put the 15-minute, 1 hour, and I'm chilling. So this will be the only one I'm trading for the rest. I'm gonna hold on to this one, and then we see how this goes for me. But I don't plan on trading anything else. Like I said, I'm ready to take almost a $400 hit today now. So we see how this pans out for your boy. If anything, probably gonna take a $400 hit. Still have some profits from yesterday, so it's not something I'm happy about. But nonetheless, I still come out the week on top, so I'm gonna make sure of that. All right. I'll probably go ahead and record a recap on how this week went. So far on this week, where am I at? I'm still at $1,000 on the week. So, we see how this trade pans out for me. Maybe it just gives me back the money I lost today. Maybe I recoup some losses. Maybe I take a loss. Maybe I come out in the green. Who knows? But nonetheless, I am not going to try to make this day any more red than what it is. So I'm off. I'll see you guys on Monday. And we back at it. Peace, man. Out.